Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at KuCoin, see what's going on, of course, and try to help understand what's going to happen next. Before we get in there, just want to let you know, not a financial advisor, right? I love teaching people how to trade, so if you're new to the channel, consider becoming a community member where I show you step-by-step how to become a better trader with my trading academy, and I send out signals for every single trade that I take to help you understand how to structure your trades in whatever market, right? Long, short, futures, anything that is essentially what you do every single day, just a little bit more calculated, or perhaps more calculated, right? I like to think that I have good structure in my trades, and it just kind of helps you understand what that looks like, right? Anyways, check that out in your own time. Looking here at Crow, 1 day chart, simply put, we're still hanging up above the 50-day simple moving average. Now, Bitcoin's giving us the exact same scenario, different trading I guess ranges you could say, because KuCoin's jumping up and down a little bit more than Bitcoin is. I guess you could kind of summarize with that. But on the same accord, we're both up over the 50-day simple moving average. That's an important thing. The difference is Bitcoin jumped up pretty significant here, whereas KuCoin retraced yesterday and then jumped up moderately today. Okay. So again, we'll explain more about that because I think in my video yesterday I talked about the pump and dump. Unfortunately, where or buy the rumor, sell the news. That's essentially what happened yesterday. Unfortunately, some people got caught in the crossfire, got some unfortunate messages from that, but it's okay. It bounces back, it recovers, and we're looking pretty decent here. So hopefully you didn't sell or buy at the wrong time. Obviously, every situation is different, but what we want to look at here is the RSI though. This is a key takeaway to me. Being up over 50 on the RSI, even though we are making lower highs and lower lows, we're still considered bullish, more so on KuCoin than we are not, right? That's an important factor. We want to kind of acknowledge that and help understand that I don't think we're we're not out of the game yet. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Also note as well, looking at the 4-hour chart here, we're testing the 50-day simple moving average, which is notoriously a strong resistance. Coincidentally, that's lining up right there with the average about 47 cents. So correction, I'm sorry, I misspoke, 50 cents. We can pretty much round up and say 50 cents is right there at the price point for that key level Fibonacci retracement line. Okay, so all in all, not a bad thing if we can consolidate and kind of continue to build some volume up right there, but it is going to potentially work as a resistance. And what that does, unfortunately, is that could reiterate the fact that we may be still seeing some lower highs and lower lows that are effectively just causing the price to continue downward, right? So this is kind of a bearish trend. And the main reason why, too, just keep in mind, KuCoin grew a lot in this short amount of time. Not as much as we're probably used to, you could say, but 65%, and just say what? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, somewhere in that range. That's quite a lot of movement. Okay. So that being said, profitable coins like this one are the ones getting lower highs and lower lows at this point, even though Bitcoin's going up and increasing, right? So again, not bad, not great, kind of more fair to middling. We are testing 50 on the RSI effectively right now. If we lose that, essentially, that may not be a good sign. And ultimately as well, we have a MACD convergence here that it's kind of getting fizzled out based on the fact that we're probably a bit on the overextended side. At least I know we are with Bitcoin. Bitcoin hit a 9 on TD sequential and it's turning around right now. Big surprise, KuCoin seeing a red candle. So again, maybe watch my other Bitcoin videos so you know and get better perspective on Bitcoin itself. But yesterday it increased quite significantly as a result of pretty much no news, right? We had kind of a not much of a news day, so to speak, is more neutral or nothing negative, so to speak, and that caused Bitcoin to shoot up. KuCoin shot up as well to an extent, but it was already overextended to the downside, so it hasn't really got a chance to come up too high. Plus, the average for KuCoin is right around 50 cents. So in that sense, last 50, 4-hour candlesticks of trading, KuCoin has been viewed as the price of anything over 50 cents is too high, at least for the bears that are controlling the market, right? That's kind of what we're seeing here. So in that sense, not terrible, not great. I would more so say a little more adverse than positive at this point. Lower highs, lower lows, till we break that pattern. We're going to continue to see that, right? We also have a major key level resistance here that's kind of coming to a head. Good news is we have a nice simple moving average right around 200 at about 43/44 cents. So I would say that the bottom for KuCoin should be at that price point. Another thing too, obviously, and I've identified this previously, there's a large amount of volume right at 43 cents as well. So 43/44 cents is a nice key level strong support. So heaven forbid the price were to continue to make lower highs and lower lows, we shouldn't expect it to go much lower than that. Okay. Again, all good stuff. We have a strong foundation of volume and the 200-day SMA on the 4 hours holding, or at least it will potentially hold when we get there. So that's all good stuff there. Let's take a look at the Ichimoku cloud. We do not have any type of signal here, because once again, the price broke into the cloud. That essentially tells us that we want to close our position if we have one, at least a long position open, right? So you shouldn't be in a long position right now if you just took one recently. Just say you bought the dip at 46 and you rode up to 49 or 50. You may want to consider, I wouldn't say closing that position, but trimming if nothing else, or consider maybe DCA or adding to your position as the price comes down, right? So that's just kind of general consensus there. 46 cents could be the next support level based on Fibonacci retracement lines and the fact that that was the lowest point here recently. So it could very well channel between 46 and 50 cents. Once again, lowest point of 43. So again, HMO Cloud's kind of telling us we would have wanted to sell our position by now, or at least trim. TD Sequential is telling us we ran up to a 9, big surprise, and then turned around. Effectively had a nice strong red candle there to come down from 50 to 49, and then we're slowly retracing now. Now, is it going to continue to retrace down? Hard to say specifically, just all depends on Bitcoin, right? I hate to say that, I know that sucks, but that's just kind of the way it goes because Bitcoin's retracing right now because it also hit a 9 on TD Sequential, but it hit a 9 on TD Sequential on the 4 hour. So this retracement could last a little bit longer based on the simple fact that it's still just starting to come down. All right, so we could expect Bitcoin to retrace for another, just say, trading day worth of time frame, another 24 hours approximately. And at that point, we should expect to see higher highs and higher lows even still, which could turn things around for KuCoin because it's building an average volume right around 46 cents. Again, some good stuff there ultimately. So I guess the takeaway here is that if KuCoin were to continue to the upside, right? Let's go with the best case scenario here, and do not walk away from this conversation thinking this, but we had a 65% increase in roughly 3 weeks, right? So if we were to increase that same 65% in distance, that'd put us at a 38, roughly 40% gain from the most recent high. That being said, we could see that roughly in the next 3 to 4 weeks. I would say by end of March, it might be more ideal to consider 76 cents as a possibility, but I think we got a lot of room to grow before we get there. That's more of a best case scenario, like I mentioned. We need to consolidate the support. We need Bitcoin to go sideways and break 50,000 if we want KuCoin to exceed this, right? If we want KuCoin to break its most recent high, we need to see 46,000 or higher from Bitcoin, and then likely 50,000 or higher in the next couple weeks from Bitcoin. And of course, all the crazy nonsense in the news be effectively dissolved, right? Again, technical analysis alone, KuCoin is making lower highs, lower lows. It's not looking fantastic, but again, it's not dire straits either, right? We got some nice support levels coming up here. We do have even the 50-day SMA working as a nice support too. So we may not lose 46 cents. We might just consolidate right closer to 46 and start making higher highs and higher lows from there. That's a good consideration, good possibility. But just know the next 24 hours, we should expect a turnaround. Not a significant turnaround per se, but from Bitcoin at least, we need to see that. And KuCoin is going to probably, for the most part, follow that suit. Okay, so all in all, that's what we're looking at. I hope you found benefit here. Of course, I know it wasn't a definitive, understanding of what's going to happen. One last thing to throw out here is that DCA targets, good targets for you, would be 46/43 cents. Once again, 43 should hold regardless of how well or poor Bitcoin does in the immediate future. Pending Bitcoin doesn't start making lower highs and lower lows, trending closer to 40,000 or lower, then we should be in pretty good shape. All in all, we're in decent shape right now, so try not to overconcern yourself. Let's see how the support of 46 cents holds for KuCoin and go from there. We'll take another look at this soon. Thanks again for joining me. If you're not currently a community member, consider joining. CryptoCache.tech as a site, and I look forward to becoming a better trader with you, right? That's the whole purpose. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.